Hello everyone, this presentation will be on the importance of community connections. Starting your life in Canada. The first things to do once you arrive is finding a place to live, getting your healthcare cards, enrolling your children in school, figuring out how to navigate the transportation system, and planning your finances. Another important factor in your settlement process is connecting with others in your new community. So making new friends, growing your network will actually help you start feeling at home here in Canada. It will also help in your career goals, as you may meet people in your profession, and that can support you in your job search. Some of you have probably done some research on Canada and on Alberta specifically. The Government of Canada and Government of Alberta websites have a lot of resources, and they have a lot of information that will help you with your research. As you can see here, this is a screenshot from the Government of Canada website, and it has a lot of different topics that are useful for newcomers. You can find the websites at the bottom of this presentation slide, so feel free to explore the different topics listed below. We briefly talked about the importance of making new connections. Meeting new people will help you make new friends and slowly start feeling like you are at home here in Canada. But it will also help employment-wise, as making a network and connections is one of the ways to find out about opportunities and land a job. It's very important to start meeting new people in your profession or industry once you arrive here in Alberta. I will give some examples of where you can meet these people. First of all, community centres. All cities in Alberta have community centres, and in bigger cities such as Calgary or Edmonton, there are many. So, wherever you choose to live, there will be a community centre nearby. Most neighbourhoods have community centres that offer many activities and programmes such as health, fitness and recreation, childcare, educational classes like language classes or maybe music. There are also organised activities. Joining activities at your local community centre can be a great way of meeting new people who share the same interests. Most community centres also have opportunities for you to volunteer and give back to your community. Find out where your local community centre is and check out the kind of activities they have, as it will be a great way to start meeting people. For a list of community centres, you can search online or visit the municipal website. Below we have listed 2 links for community centres in Edmonton and Calgary. Another great place to meet people is immigrant serving organisations, as they offer a variety of programs and social activities that you can take part in. You will get to meet newcomers like yourself through different programs, workshops and social activities that they offer. Aside from all the different workshops, there are specific programs that are meant for community connections. Like for example, at the Edmonton Immigrant Services Association, there is a program called New Neighbours Program, and they basically match newcomers with volunteers. And this includes field trips, social group activities and seasonal celebrations to introduce newcomers to the Albertan culture. So this process for sharing experiences can be beneficial for those wanting to practice their English language skills. Volunteers and newcomers meet once a week in a public place to exchange ideas, plan activities, or just to simply talk and hang out. You can check out the website below for more details on who is eligible to attend this program. CCIS has a program called Community Connections for Newcomers. So the program connects community volunteers with new immigrants. So it's a similar idea as the immigrant organisation in Edmonton. It's done either individually or in groups. And this is to provide opportunities for learning as well as settlement support to make your new country feel like home again. The program is also available for youth in the school system. Student volunteers help you feel welcome in the school by showing you around and inviting you to school events. This is a great program for youth, as it can be a little intimidating for them to go into a new school and new country where they don't know anyone yet. This program connects them with a volunteer who's in the same school and can introduce them, as I said before, to their friends and so on. Lethbridge Family Services also has a Community Connections volunteer program. It also connects newcomers with the community through networking and other activities that support cross-cultural awareness and informal language learning. More information can be found on their websites. Another settlement organisation that offers a community connections program is Sammy's Immigration Services Association, located in Medicine Hat. If you are planning to live in Medicine Hat, you can access this program. The program helps immigrants overcome the stress of moving to a new country and to gain confidence with their new English language skills. Volunteers living in Medicine Hat help newcomers learn about community resources and how to use them. It also helps newcomers feel more comfortable participating in local events and activities because you already know someone in the community, which helps a lot. So Canadian volunteers also learn a lot about your culture, other countries, different languages, and make lots of new friends, which in return strengthens the community. It's something volunteers really enjoy. There are plenty of activities you can do together, such as social events, shopping, cooking, watching movies, and just getting together for a coffee. You make your own schedule and decide together what you're going to do and where you're going to meet. So it's a very flexible program, and you can see that it is very consistent throughout the different settlement organisations here in Alberta. There is another program offered by CCIS called the Cultural Brokerage Program. It offers cultural responsive support by working with child and family services caseworkers to interpret cultural issues and deliver culturally relevant services. Its aim is to identify and meet the cultural needs of immigrant children, youth and families from diverse ethno-cultural backgrounds. It basically aims to bridge the cultural gap in service delivery to immigrant children's families and communities. We have social workers that work for the City of Calgary, and if, for example, there is a problem at home, they are in charge of going to the home and seeing what the problem is. But sometimes they don't realise that a lot of these incidents are actually not problems, but could be cultural issues. So that's where the cultural brokers come in. They define whether whatever happened at their home is cultural or is really something that should be addressed. It's a good program, and it supports successful integration by raising awareness around supportive resources and providing settlement assessment and referrals for newcomer families. Aside from the programs I mentioned here, if you go to each immigrant serving organisation website, depending on which city you are planning to live in, you will know what programs are available to you. Other programs that will allow you to connect with the community also include workshops. Every immigrant organisation has different workshops on different topics. They could be employment related or settlement related. These workshops can really create great friendships. There is another program as well called Senior Connections Program, and it is offered by Catholic Social Services, with the aim to improve the quality of life for seniors by creating connections with their community. These kinds of programs are offered in most settlement organisations, and they hold weekly or monthly meetings for seniors. There is also many youth connections programs, and they can be employment related. There are also community support programs for survivors of torture, cultural diversity services, as well as mentorship programs and networking programs which are employment focused. And these are great as they present you with the opportunity to meet people who are currently working in Alberta, who may be in the same industry as you and can help you grow your network. Mentorship is more of a one-on-one setting, which is helpful as they commit to meet with you for a certain number of months and guide you through your job search and give you some insight on how the industry and labour market works here in Alberta. These are some of the programs available to you for free. Another great way of meeting people in your community is by volunteering. So you are going to hear that a lot when you get here. Everyone is going to suggest to you that you should volunteer. It's important to help build a healthy, vibrant and connected Alberta community. Through volunteering, you can create a positive impact and help shape the future for your community. Volunteering your time is an excellent way to meet people, contribute to your community and gain Canadian work experience. So this is the most important one and relevant to newcomers. You already have great experience from back home, but sometimes employers want to see that you have Canadian work experience and that you are knowledgeable about the Canadian work culture. You can volunteer in places such as community centres, as I mentioned earlier. You can also volunteer in your children's schools, charitable organisations, hospitals, retirement homes and immigrant serving agencies. Or you can try looking for volunteering opportunities that are related to your profession. Like for example, if you are an accountant, you can always volunteer in the finance department of any NGO, and that would look great on your resume and help you build a good network. The non-profit and voluntary sector touches almost all aspects of community life in Alberta. Almost 300,000 Albertans are employed in the sector, and 1.9 million Albertans volunteer across cultural sectors. The non-profit and voluntary sector contributes almost $5.5 billion in gross domestic product to the Alberta economy. This is just to give you an idea of the volunteering culture here, and even if you have a job, it's still encouraged to volunteer a bit of your time. The non-profit voluntary sector consists of over 26,000 charities and non-profit organizations, including groups such as community associations, recreational sports, faith-based institutions, arts, cultural and health and social services, and so on. So there are so many options for you to pick from. If you would like to start looking, you can find many websites online. I have listed some of them below. Or you can look directly at organizations you are interested in and see what kind of volunteering opportunities they have, like the City of Calgary and CCIS, along with other institutions. For most volunteer positions, you have to send in your resume, go through an interview, and complete a police check. Playing sports is a great way to meet people of all ages, as I am sure you already know. In every city and town, there are organized leagues for all major sports at different skill and age levels. So look up what's near you and of interest, of course. There are also lots of sports centers or recreational facilities where you can attend fitness classes or go for a swim or any other sports related activity. This is just to give you ideas on how you can meet other people. Joining associations or social clubs. You can find out about associations and clubs by searching online or by visiting your local community centre. There are many opportunities for people with common interests to gather. Some of them include joining neighbourhood groups, ethnocultural clubs, book clubs, game clubs, music, arts or dance clubs. There are so many things available to you. Your local library is also a great place to attend many activities. There are community service associations that are specific to some cultures as well. Again, Calgary and Edmonton being the biggest cities have more options of this. I will give you an example of one of the associations called Diverse Cities, formerly known as the Calgary Chinese Community Service Association. It is a community service organization that serves different ethnocultural backgrounds and helps in 4 key areas of life: economic integration, social connection, well-being and learning. Some of the integration and civic engagement programs that they have are children and youth, mental well-being programs, food security, law and advocacy, community helpers program. They also have community bridging programs like the Women's Group, Mandarin Group, Newcomers Group. Newcomers with low level of English and speak Mandarin, for example, can join the Women's Group. The purpose of Women's Group is to encourage women with language and cultural barriers to participate in more community activities and integrate into Canadian mainstream society. For more information on the programs that they have, please visit the link below. Another example of such organisation is the South Edmonton Sejong Multicultural Centre. They offer language services, childcare services, taekwondo classes, gymnastics and volleyball training as well. You can find out more information on their website, and I have included a link below. The Chinese Academy is a language school. Language schools in general are a great place to socialize with other parents while your kids are taking language classes. It's a great way to meet people who may be in a similar situation as you, but have been here a little longer, so they can share their own experiences as well as tips and advice. The Chinese Academy is the largest heritage school in Alberta. It offers language classes as well as special interest classes like ballroom dancing, tai chi, badminton and math tutorials. Again, you can find more information on their website. Family and community support services are located throughout Alberta, so you can look for the one closest to you. They provide services such as parent-child development activities, support services for school-aged children, programs for single adults and single parents, self-help socialization activities, home support, as well as youth development and others. Other ways of connecting with your community. You can get to know your neighbours by simply introducing yourself to them and maybe let them know you are new to the country. If you have children, you can also meet other parents at the local playground. Get involved in your children's school. In Canada, it is encouraged to support your child's education by getting involved in school activities and the school board or parent council through volunteering. This can be a great way to meet others and help your child succeed in becoming part of the school community. Places of worship. In addition to the private practice of your religion, you can visit places of worship and be involved with that community. Connecting with other families. There are many parent support groups and parent link centres around the city. Parents can access information about community services, obtain referrals, meet other parents and families, and take part in quality learning activities with their children.